Hello there, everybody. This is Steve K, or Steve Klebrowski, or Klebrowski, here with you all once again with another video. And this is just a little video that I just want to make. This is some news that I read this morning today. I looked on my phone and I saw a message from the Sports Center app that I have one here from ESPN that four-time NASCAR champion Jeff Gordon has decided to retire after this season from NASCAR. Now, I'm not really shocked or anything about this, but I'm a little bit sad, that he's decided to do this because, he's been around the business probably since 1991, I want to say, maybe a little bit longer than that, maybe 89, don't know exactly. I think the early 90s, like 90 or 91. But he pretty much started racing full time, I think, in 92. And when he started off, he had a little mustache, kind of like the way Dale Earnhardt did, but his was just a little bit smaller than Dale's. And it was kind of, unusual seeing him with a mustache, but that was pretty much, what he decided to do. But it's just it's really just a little bit of a disappointment, to see him go because, you have to do what you have to do sometimes. And some people saying that he has back problems and all that. Don't know exactly how old he is or what his age is, but not sure exactly because I know he started off pretty young when he started in the NASCAR business, and he got his first win in the year of 1993, I want to say. And I remember seeing it. It is on YouTube. Look it up. It just says on there, just type in Jeff Gordon's first career win or career win number 1, and has the rest of his wins. Include his 76th win when he tied Dale Earnhardt Sr. and a few others as well. But Jeff Gordon, in my opinion, is a no doubt Hall of Famer, no doubt. But for those that are not fans of Jeff Gordon, I mean, I'm just saying because Jeff Gordon did a lot of things in the business, and he won a lot of races. And you know why he won a lot of races? Because he did what he did best, and that was, and that was winning a lot of races and stuff. Even though a lot of people got tired of him winning, but he was, he was great. I mean, he wasn't an overrated guy or anything. I mean, I'm not really the biggest fan of Jimmy Johnson that much because, of all of his championships he's won. He's won 6 of them, and he's only won from tying Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt for the most. Yeah. And not only that, things were different in the NASCAR business back in the 90s when Jeff Gordon was racing. It was called the Winston Cup as well. Then it switched over to 2004, I think, and it became the Nextel Cup. I didn't really mind it when it was called the Nextel Cup, but in my opinion, it should still be called the Winston Cup because it's a better name in my opinion. The Sprint Cup is all right, but the format has really changed as well. Back in the day with NASCAR, the first race of the year was always the Daytona 500. And, there wasn't any formats if you finished in this place or, well, that it's had just a point standing, but now they have the chase and stuff. And if you if you finish in this place or whatever, if you get enough points or whatever, then you clinch this spot. And it used to be, just 10 spots back in that day, but now it's increased 12 or 15, something like that. But NASCAR, like I said, again, has just really changed a lot. And Jeff Gordon is also a 4-time champion. He won in 1995, I think, I want to say. I think he won it in 98 and 97, I think. And 2001 was his last championship that he won. But he came so close, in the later years, in 2005 or 6, or every year. I think it was 6. But one year he had a really disappointing season and didn't make the chase. The top 10 or wherever it was. But a lot of his wins I remember as well. When he won the Daytona 500 in 2005, which was a very good one. It really was. It was a very good finish. Dale Earnhardt Jr. was coming down to the wire like he was going to win it, but it was just very close. And he also got a win at Martinsville, in which he passed like Matt Kenseth for the lead, and it was a very good win as well. And another one he won at Martinsville, which it had been a while since he won. It was probably a year or so or whatever was when he won, but that was a great feeling as well. Yeah. And he's also had some stuff as well, like he got in a fight one time with Jeff Burton, if you remember. I think it was at Atlanta, or no, I think it was Texas Motor Speedway. Jeff got out of his car and went over to Jeff and just pretty much had like a fist fight with him. And also Jeff Gordon recently got into a little fight with Brad Keselowski. Not really a little fight, pretty much a big one, because spin here. When I saw that one there, Kevin Harvick was also in as well, and he wound up pushing Keselowski, and Jeff Gordon leans in and grabs him, and that's when the fight breaks out. And yeah, I mean, everybody was pretty much behind Jeff for doing that, because a lot of people do not like Brad Keselowski. I, for one, am not the biggest fan of him that much, because I don't like the way he acts a lot of times. I mean, he has won a bunch of races and stuff, and I think he won the championship last season. It was Kevin Harvick this season. But I really want to see Jeff Gordon win it, because they were saying that in 2014 that this would be his final season if he had won the championship. But now I just think, he may have one thing on his mind, that is, if I can win the championship in 2015 and go out in style, yeah, that could be a possibility. But it has just been such a long while since he's won the championship, 2001 to be exact. And 2001 wasn't really the greatest year for NASCAR. Well, even though Jeff Gordon won the championship, but still, yeah. And back in the day, in the 90s, when Jeff Gordon was racing, you also had, like, the name of the track was Sears Point, but now it's called Fontana, I believe. And they used to do the Rockingham, North Carolina, which they don't really do anymore. And, of course, Talladega, but also in the day, their cars used to go faster and stuff. They would go probably up to 220 miles an hour, I think. And I think the fastest they go now is about 205, I think. I don't really know, because I haven't really seen a NASCAR car get up to 220 miles an hour in a long time. Really have not. But all of his wins, he won at Daytona several times, like in 97. Came close a few times. At 99, he also won it in. And 2001 was won by Dale Jarrett, I believe. And I think Jeff Gordon came pretty close. I don't really know. 2000 was kind of an off season for Gordon. He kind of like finished in like 8th or 7th in the points or something like that. Then in 2002, he wound up doing pretty well. I think he finished 4th in the standings. I'll have to really get his stats up. But one season he finished 2nd in the points, but wound up, finishing there. But a lot of people really pretty much, don't really have that much respect for Jeff Gordon. Like one time at Talladega when he won a race and the fans wound up beer bombing him, with beer glasses and stuff and toilet paper and throwing things at him. That's very disrespectful, because you have to show respect to Jeff Gordon. And not only that, because, his thing that he has, the drive to end hunger and stuff. And also he does things for children, like with leukemia or anything like that. And he donates a lot of his things to charity. But Jeff Gordon is a class act. He really is. If you don't have any respect to Jeff Gordon, you need to show him some respect. You really do. Because if you don't know who Jeff Gordon is, watch his videos, watch him winning races and stuff, and watch his clip of him pranking a driver in which he's like a guy named Steve, or Mike, excuse me, that's the other guy's name. He's with a guy named Steve, and he plays a guy named Mike with a fake mustache, and he takes him on a little ride. It's called like the Pepsi thing. It's like a thing for Pepsi. He has like a hidden camera. Look up the video. It's hilarious. It really is. He pranks this guy, like driving real fast and going through all these things and going, yeah. The driver, the guy, Steve, is just like, oh, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And he's like, you wrecked this car. You're responsible for all damages and all this. And they get back to the place, the dealership, and he's like, I'm calling the cops. He's like, no, you don't understand. It's just a joke. It was just all part of the act. I'm Jeff Gordon. And the guy's just like a sigh of relief and just can't believe it and just says, can we do it again? But he did another one as well. He pranked another guy in which Jeff Gordon was a taxi cab driver as well. That one is hilarious too, but I pretty much prefer the Pepsi one more, the dealership one, because that one I was saying was hilarious. Yeah. Now, also, as well, now Jeff Gordon has also been married as well. He was married to one person, but he is still married again. Now, some people have accused Jeff Gordon of being gay, unfortunately, but he never has been. I mean, some people just put that out there because they have no respect for him. I've seen several people do that before, but I just don't pay any attention to it. And one of my friends even called him a crybaby once when he won his first race in '93. But I mean, if somebody would win a race like that, like he did, they would cry for sure because that's a great thing. And not only that, because when you win your first race, that's a great feeling. Especially many NASCAR drivers have done that before and won their first race. Yeah, but like I said, Jeff Gordon has been around a good while, for over 20 years to be exact. I think this would be his 23rd season or maybe more than that. I'm not sure exactly. But he also has two children as well from with his wife. I can't really remember their names. They're beautiful children. His wife is beautiful too. He has an Instagram as well. I follow him as well, and he has a Facebook too. And all of his races that he's done, like there was one race in 2001 where he almost won this race, but was outbeaten by a rookie named Kevin Harvick at Atlanta, in which Kevin Harvick beat him by just a matter of it was like about that, very close, like about that much. But that was a really exciting moment, even though Jeff Gordon didn't get the win, but still, it was a great moment for Kevin Harvick. It was a good race. And many other races too, like trying to think exactly the ones that he did, like they were really amazing. Like, and one time in 2011, I think, or I think it was 12 or 2012 or 13, whatever year it was, he wound up winning a race for like the first time in a while. He had gone through a slump many times, and he was able to get back on the right track and get the win and stuff, but he came close a couple of times. But yeah. And like I said, again, he does many things with children and stuff, and he donates a lot of his stuff and donates the money as well. And everybody remembers the sponsors he had back in the day, like DuPont. Yeah, the rainbow car, they always called it. I have a couple of I have NASCAR diecast cars as well, and I have a collection of Jeff Gordon cars. I'll have to show them, but I have shown them before on my channel, but I'll have to do it another time. But I do have a couple of the rainbow cars, and he's had a lot of cool designs too. Like 2000, he had a platinum one, like a silver color one, which is pretty cool, which I have. He has the Looney Tunes as well, like Bugs Bunny, and he had one for Sesame Street with Elmo on it. And the DuPont one he had in 2001 to 2007, I want to say it was, or 8. But it had like a really nice design, like it had orange flames on it, or red flames, and it said DuPont. It's a pretty cool logo. But then when we got to like 2009 or 10, then he switched to the Drive to End Hunger, which is still a good sponsor and stuff. But everybody remembers pretty much the DuPont one that he had. Yeah. So that's pretty much just everything I want to say. Jeff Gordon, he has always been one of my favorite drivers. I mean, I've never disrespected him or anything like that, even though with the fights he got into, including Clint Boyer and in one of them like a couple of years ago, in which everybody was behind Clint Boyer for very much, but that was ridiculous in my opinion. I'm over that. And also, I didn't mean to repeat that twice, he got into a little scuffle or a fight with Matt Kenseth in Bristol. I think it was 2007, I think, for that one, or 6, in which Kenseth got behind Gordon, and Gordon just spun out, and Gordon got out of his car and just went over to Kenseth and shoved him, tried to do whatever, but they kept, keeping him away and stuff. And then Gordon, I think, wound up getting revenge on him by hitting him, and he spun out, but the crowd didn't really appreciate that. But still, it's racing, But yeah, so there you go. And I've never, ever said a bad thing about Gordon. I never say anything like, oh, he's a jerk or anything like that. He's never been a jerk to me, and I never disrespected him. Never did. I always had had respect for him, and I still do. And now that he has decided to call it quits and retire after this season, I wish him nothing but the best in the future and hope that, and that this season he has a very good season. He does the best he can. Hopefully he can win a championship. Yeah. So I know everybody pretty much knows about Jeff Gordon retiring, but still, I just wanted to put this out there for everybody just to give my opinions and stuff. There you go. Yeah, so I think that'll do it right here. So, Jeff, I just want to say, you had a lot of great seasons here, and I really thank you for all of them. You are a great driver. You will always be my number 3 favorite behind Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Yep. And good luck as well. And may you do the best you can. And that'll do it for this video here. I hope you all enjoyed this. You're welcome to give your opinions of Jeff Gordon and stuff, but if you say any hurtful comments about him and stuff, he'll probably get removed. So there you go. Thank you all for watching once again. I'll see you with more videos. You all take care. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. And I'll see you all for videos. Take care.